And I'm shocked that you're on here.
Why?
Because looking at your page, right?
Okay.
You can't find anything. I try to look at your page and like
find anything in what sense?
There's
like
no evidence of no guys, no, like it's just you traveling, outside stuff, like you being at events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you don't showcase
like anything
if you
love
sad,
life.
love
or
life,
like
yeah.
if
Anything
like
in that nature, like emotional.
Okay.
There's no parents that died. There's nothing on there.
Yeah, like no sad
I tried to
shit,
dig.
bro.
Yeah,
Right?
there's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just you, your homegirls, and you having fun.
Right.
You did it on purpose?
That is a good ass question. I think that not on purpose, but I think that it is hard for me to share like the downsides of things. I think that if you really go back, I've never deleted any like boyfriend pictures or anything like that. Maybe the ones that are super duper like kissy and shit. But if you go back, you'll see me in relationships, but you won't like know what happened. But the one ex I'm talking about today, I think everything's like gone from his
tag
stuff.
pictures.
Yeah, I think it's all gone from there because we blocked each other. It's just like a wrap. Oh,
I gotta hear this.
But we're cool now. But I think that I really just it's hard for me to show like that part of myself, which is why I'm happy to be on the podcast. I think that's a part of me that needs to be seen. I think that people have a picture perfect view of who I am.
Yeah, you're so polished and clean. When I did your podcast and you was like, I want to come on yours. I was like, huh?
Yeah,
you? Like, what you been in? You look so innocent. And
I mean, I am. I think that like my story, it might not be like something crazy, ridiculous, but I think that it's still something. And I've still been through things that I think people would not think that I have.
Yeah. Okay. And then who are we talking to?
Like who we talking to?
You. I'm talking to you. But
my name is like, who am I?
Yes.
I'm Pennie and Assy. I'm Pennie, the host of the Pennie Fear Thoughts podcast, which you came on, which was an amazing episode. I'm a mental health advocate, a creator, a creative strategist, and I just really want the world to just be better and for us to all understand each other more.
Yes.
And I kind of do that throughout all of my creative work.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, a lot of my listenership came from Poor Minds, right?
Yes.
So we met at the Poor Minds live show, and Lex was like, yo, Pennie, da-da-da. And when I seen that video, I was like, let me follow her. She got good energy. And when I go on your page, everything is so bright and makes you like feel good when you look at your stories and stuff.
That's good.
I was like, all right, she's cool. And we've been cool ever since.
Yeah, I love Poor Minds. As soon as you hit me up, because it's always random people in the DMs. I was like, oh, another Poor Mind, someone who like appreciates that show. I'm like, yes. And they're the coolest people ever. Yeah. Love them.
They
Texas,
used to always
we're from
shout
Texas.
me out. So a lot of their listeners came over here and it's been like 1 and 2 thing.
Right.
I had to be on their show.
Right. I'm sure that'll happen.
Yes.
That'll definitely happen.
Soon come. I gotta go to ATL.
Yeah.
But we had to talk about an ex. And Pennie had an ex. And you had some before this guy.
Oh yeah, like this is, I would say for adult relationships, that was my second.
All right.
And then my second. But it was, to me, it was like the second and like the dumbest one.
How old was you at the time?
And like he wasn't dumb. I'm talking about we were dumb. Like the whole thing was dumb.
How old was you at the time?
I think I had to like go Google. I was like, I think it's like 25-ish, like 25, so 27.
Becoming an adult.
Yeah, it was It was like post undergrad, like in the middle of trying to figure out what I'm doing. I had a big career transition happening during that time. Yeah, so it was during that time.
Okay, young, like mid-20s. All right, you're still learning yourself.
Moving to New York City. That's when I moved from Texas to New York.
Really? From Texas, moved to New York. Why did you move to New York?
So I felt like that there was a cap when it came to, so basically I was pre-med. Before I did any of this, I was pre-med, but I always loved media. And I did a show with my friend. It went really, really well. And I just was like, I want to figure out how to merge these worlds. But I had no media experience whatsoever.
Gotcha.
So I was like, okay, like just doing internships and doing different things. And in Houston, it's like the South, it's Texas. The only thing you can do is be on the radio or be on the news.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And the radio is filled. The news, I ain't doing that. I'm not finna be I'm not an anchor. Even though I might have that type of energy, that's not the type of media I wanted to create. So I was like New York or LA.
Gotcha.
LA not real enough for me. So I came to New York for grad school and then just for for opportunity, really.
Gotcha. You've been here ever since?
2017
That's
ever
dope.
since.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Now your father, we met him at your live show. He lives in New York?
Yes. No, he lives in Houston.
He came all the way to Houston to see your live show?
Yeah, for my live show.
Oh,
My little
wow.
brother goes to Juilliard.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
in the drama program there. He's a grad student there, so he came for both of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's
I
get
love
to
my
this
daddy.
ex, right?
Yeah.
If he walked into this lounge, how would he look?
If he walked into this lounge,
Yeah, because we got to give him a
that
fake name.
nigga, he would be,
That nigga.
he would be, like Lakeith Stanfield, like a high ass nigga that just always is high all the time,
All right.
and who has a great personality, but is
Like
literally
a hippie, like from Soho?
yeah, like literally just like eyes low, high, moving slow as hell, really just kind of slow. Not a smart and creative person, like, mentally, but he's that type of person, like that. Like not even Wiz Khalifa, because Wiz be moving fast.
Yeah,
He be
yeah.
working out and stuff. But he's like that
You
vibe.
describe him like a Soho type of guy. His fashion was like that?
Yeah, he was just like well, I don't think he had Soho money. So he was more so like thrifty. Like
That's all right. So when you look at the black guys that be in Soho, it's like that thrift wear, like it's like a mixture of like designer with other stuff.
Right. Or he'll have a really good shoe, a really good piece. Yes. But just, And he'll have a couple pieces of clothing, but that's what he wears over and over again.
And he's black? He's black?
Yes, he was black.
So
yes.
scruffy
He was black,
face.
but he was also Muslim, which is really cool to me, actually.
Oh, my God. So,
his family was Muslim, which was interesting because I grew up 7-Day Adventist.
You want to call him Shabazz or Muhammad?
No, because that's too close to his name.
Oh, my God.
We can call him Jacquees.
That's what you put? Jacquees? Why Jacquees?
Because it's just funny to me. Like, Jacquees is hilarious to me. I just was like, I don't know.
You gonna remember that name?
Yes.
Dang, he's real Muslim if his name is close to that.
Yeah.
All right. Jacquees. Take us to where, before we get there, who was Pennie at this time? Describe yourself.
Oh, okay. So I have always been, I feel like you're meeting a whole different version of me.
Okay.
Of course, because I've grown up. But people have always loved me for some reason. I've gave off, and it's because I love people. Like, I truly love people, want to see them win. I love the underdog. And I just feel like I'm just a nice person overall. And I had a hella friends, always popular since high school. College, won freshman of the year, won hella awards, Greek, like all of those things.
What did you pledge?
Huh? Delta.
I knew it.
Delta,
I got a
Delta
feeling.
Theta, period.
Because you don't give off the AKA vibe.
Yeah. And I think that I was a people pleaser. I think that I love people so much, but also to the expense of myself in a sense. And I really was creative. I was just trying to figure out who I was, and I was really unapologetic in that. In a sense. So that's who I was before I met him. I was loved and out. Yeah.
What about dating? What type of guys were you going for?
So I was in a relationship all through college. And
in college?
From senior year of high school all through college.
Same guy.
Long distance. Yeah. So he was in my hometown, Houston. I was in San Antonio. And we literally broke up once we weren't long distance anymore. We ended up breaking up. Because I don't know, I think it was just growth type of thing. And we just, an amazing person, top tier human being. But so maybe a year after, I had a year of singleness and then I met this guy. So dating wise, I only knew
that one person.
And I only knew, I had no hoe phase. I had none of that. I didn't have nothing like that. And everyone, all the guys in my life, I was their little sister. It wasn't I didn't have that energy growing up.
Weird guy.
And I was also always really tiny too. So guys never sexualized me in that way. It was more so I love her. That's my sis. And then I had my man. Yeah. So that's what dating was like for me. I never really dated like that.
Now, you gave a description of Jacquees. What was the other guy like? The ex before him?
He was a super hard worker. He had literally went through a lot. I would say that my life, as far as my family goes, is more on the privileged side. 2-parent home. My mom's a lawyer. My dad's a doctor. We're African. We have a state. It was really stable in a sense. Yeah. So he came from his mom was an
Struggling.
addict, you know, like
Yeah.
different things like that. Like he came from a
So
different
you came
lifestyle,
from
but
love.
he
And he
was
came from struggle.
but he was a hard worker, and he like knew what he wanted for himself, and he was making it happen for him and his siblings,
That's
type of
nice.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what he was about. He was a family oriented, headstrong like person in that sense.
Ambitious, it sounds like.
Ambitious,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, and that's what
Oh yeah,
got you into liking him more and more.
for sure. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now you got this guy. Well, I read the questionnaire. He was like, he's broke and total opposite of your first ex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's get into the beginning of this with Jacquees. How did y'all meet?
So we met through mutual friends. Like he was just, so I had a really good close girlfriend in college who we became new besties in college, and we all had the same friend group. He was one of her best friends, like another friend's best friend. And like we follow each other on IG, that whole thing. And it was like as simple as that. And literally, I think he was in my DMs, DM me a little bit at like post breakup, was really funny. He was extremely persistent, like annoyingly persistent.
Yeah.
Like, and he's funny. He's funny as hell because he's high all the time. So of course he's funny. And he'll just be calling me, just saying, and I would really turn it down for so long until like I didn't. Until like I think that like he was a person that was always there in a moment in my life when I like needed someone to be there.
Oh, so he was vulnerable at that time, and
it
was like, all right, the hot boy can come over, I guess.
Yeah, because the previous relationship, although he was amazing, it ended in like domestic abuse type of thing.
All right.
Yeah.
We might need a part
and
two
it
with
wasn't
Pennie.
bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Well, it wasn't anything like consistent or crazy, but it was one incident that was just like, oh, okay, I have to
go. Yeah.
Right.
Man. What made you choose this one over that one?
I didn't. Like
I'm talking about the story.
Oh, because I think when I think about like my like the growth and evolution that I've had, it's more in the new guy, because like all my like I was like super vulnerable, super like raw, like in like an age where I'm like learning so much about myself in that era. With the other one, it was like high school, and then it was also college, but then something really bad happened, which was a domestic thing, and then it was over.
Gotcha.
Like, I feel like
so this more
like it had a lot of my growth in it in the second one.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
I just
it was like that started the growth.
Yeah.
The incident, literally, and then that led me to a vulnerable moment and like a bunch of other
Man, all right. So a mutual friend introduced y'all. He was in your DMs and stuff like that. What was your first initial thoughts of him?
I was like, he's cute. I think that because I was so used to being with a nigga that like I was like I had hella niggas in my phone. Like literally, I just was like doing anything. Like that was my quote unquote hoe phase, I guess.
All right.
And it wasn't like I was being a hoe, but it was just like I was talking to different people and just and
Was
like
that
loving the attention.
part of your healing?
Huh?
Was that part of your healing at that time?
I think so, because it's like I never did that before. Like, and also it's like I'm growing more into myself. Like, like men aren't just seeing me as little sis anymore.
Gotcha.
It's like, okay, she kind of like, it was like that era of my life.
All right.
So yeah.
So this guy, out of all the people that was DMing you and in your phone, this guy.
He lived down the street too, which is really crazy. Like his mama house and my mama house was literally down the street from each other. So I think it was almost convenient.
Yeah.
Like one day I just went over there. I was like, okay. He was like, oh, I got wine. I'm doing like, let's watch a movie. I just went over there. And then it was like kind of like a wrap ever since. But I think that if he didn't live right there, I would not have done that.
Okay. But when you went over there, was it like
it was cool.
Did he make a move and stuff like that?
Like a move sexually?
Yeah.
Not for real. No.
All right.
Yeah.
But you grown to like him more when you
he's hilarious, charismatic is all hell. Anyone who was to meet him would love him. Like, he's a great like personality.
All right. What's the sign?
A Libra.
And what's your sign?
Virgo.
They match?
I don't know.
I
think Virgos
somebody that's listening will tell us.
Virgos and Capricorns match. And Virgos and Tauruses, as far as friends go. I'm not sure if that's like relationship wise.
Libra, I don't really know too much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. But this guy was chill, laid back, smoked. Did he have that scent on him? Like that?
Oh yeah.
Smell like Reggie?
Literally, my dad like had to sit me down one time and was like, Are you? And you saw my dad. You
Yeah,
saw like
he's very yeah.
yeah, and he don't play about me. And he literally was like asking me, am I sure? And he was like, I have to talk to this man. I have to because the math was not mathing.
Yeah.
And I was always over there. Although I was, and it was also a weird post college phase,
Mhm.
in and out of different jobs, trying to find my way because I switched from literally about to take my MCAT for medical school to wanting to work in
And
media.
he's
So
like, "You wanna
everyone's
throw your life
confused.
away,
My
like,
daddy's confused as hell.
with this guy? Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah, and he's like, "What does he do?" And it's like, that's not how I was raised in a
Mhm.
sense. Like, that's not how it works.
You didn't care about
My,
none of
my
that.
dad's like, I did not do all this work and come all the way from Kenya for you to sit here and like
Exactly.
bullshit.
Yeah, he looked like he don't play about you.
Yeah.
Um, so but in your mind, what like that didn't run through your mind? None of that
No, I
stuff.
was literally like, just like, what's that word when you're just like crazily in love?
Yeah.
But it was on some weird shit because I think that before I had like a good balance. Like I had a balance with my friends, my family,
Yeah.
with the other guy.
Yeah.
For some reason, after the domestic thing, I think that like something in me like got broken. And I literally was like just trying to fill something in me. And like I was like codependent on it. It just was like no one else mattered. It was me and him against the world.
Mm.
Like I had a weird, and I was never like that. That just was never the case. And it was like an unhealthy attachment and codependency to him. I think another thing was he was also a creative, and so
Mm.
we caught ourselves being like on some like power couple type stuff
Yeah.
and like trying to make it together. But he was definitely using a lot of my resources and
Yeah.
things like that. Like now that I think about it, I'm like, I was way still, even back then, I was a little bit more ahead of him. Not to even talk shit about him. He already know. He'll probably watch this and be like, laughing
Yeah,
at
still
it.
follow each
No,
other?
like he's like, we're cool. And he's actually a good person and has reached his goals.
Mhm.
But back then, it was just like a different story.
Now describe his occupation. I seen in the question that you said he was a party promoter, a creative, and a manager for some
Yeah,
artists.
he was a talent manager for like two artists at the time, and we managed an artist together actually. And then he would throw like different like events and parties
Mhm.
in
He must have
Houston.
been good with his words, because how did he
Oh,
get
he
you
is.
to?
Yeah, he's great. He's charismatic as hell, and he's literally smart. He's funny, charming,
Mhm.
all the things.
Man, because he got you to manage with him? Like,
So no, so the person that we managed actually was my little brother's ex, who's a talented artist, and we just were like, she just was like, oh, it was really me doing it because
yeah.
I used to like work with artists too,
Okay.
not in that sense, but she was moving to Houston, and she was like, I want you to help me break into the Houston like music scene,
Okay.
because yeah. So it was like that, and he was just there, and of
Yeah.
course he was into it too, so he just kind of came along.
Now, a lot of these jobs that he was doing doesn't make a lot of money, especially like
Oh, he was
party
making no money, none.
party promoting is like you get the lump sum and then you gotta like
No money. I had to make him sign up for DoorDash and like use my card to DoorDash type shit.
eh. I
And
could just
I
picture your father like, what is this girl? You
the
had that
card
relationship
that
with
my
your
daddy
dad?
bought me.
You had that relationship with your dad where you tell him what you
He didn't know that. My mom knows that. If he listens to
wow.
this, hey daddy, he'll know it. But and now I don't mind him knowing because we're so much closer now. But yeah.
Man, how did this guy make you his girlfriend? What did he do?
Hmm. So this is the part that might need to be cut out. I'm gonna think about it. Um, that
And then
shouldn't be
y'all
how it
just
is.
grew a deeper bond because of that situation.
Right. And then the whole girlfriend thing happened. We went to like brunch maybe like a couple days afterwards, kind of just being like, okay, like we're gonna get our shit together. We're gonna like do this, like whatever. And he asked me to be his girlfriend. It was like kind of like that. Yeah. But it was because of that situation.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And it happened like that, right?
Like that. It was like, and then we were together. I was still saying I was going to New York, got into school. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, y'all met in Houston.
We met in Houston,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did he travel with you to New York?
So
You gonna brought the nigga to New York?
no. Yeah. So he so what's so crazy, I remember this so vividly. And I remember me and my mom on my way to New York. My cousin had a wedding right before. We are packed up, moved out, about to go look at apartments. And I had this like sense of relief.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I'm like, okay, we're gonna end up probably breaking up. In my head, I don't know why, but it wasn't like we're gonna try to do this, but like I'm gonna keep moving with my life. Because I knew it was a weird situation, but I was so in love with him. And maybe a couple months later, his older sister, who's in the military, she got placed in Queens.
Oh, wow.
And he hit me up like, oh my God, it's a sign. Like, I'm about to come out there too. And I'm like, it's a sign. Like, literally, I'm like, it has to be a sign, because what are the odds of your sister who's been in Houston the whole time? Like, now her job's moving her right here to Queens. So he
Packed
basically came out here with her.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Oh, you must have felt good. Like, I got somebody to go
No,
there
I
with.
was like, yes. And so like I had a 1-bedroom apartment out here in Harlem and everything. He like moved in with me. Like, but the thing is, at first I think I was like lonely, because it's like New York. I'm new here, whatever. But it's like, I had it good. Like, I literally had like the setup that people like dream and wish for, in a sense. And then like he comes in, and then, yeah.
This is a new city. So
Whew.
take us there. Yeah, get to this. This is New York. It's fast paced. What is Houston like?
Houston is, back then, is not like what it is now. Like right now, I feel like it's like a baby Atlanta in a sense, but Houston is cool. Like, especially Houston for me, like I know a lot of people. I feel like Houston is it's still like mixy and like in a good way, but it has, yeah, it's not like New York though.
Yeah.
Like nothing's like New York.
I hear the difference is like
Nothing's like New York.
a lot of partying, big booty girls, and they was like, you go over there.
That's like after I left. That
all
happened.
right. So it's like a mini.
Yeah, and
Atlanta.
I was in like a different scene, like more like less big booty, more like the artsy, creative.
Got you. All right.
Yeah.
So now y'all both
a little bit booty actually, because like I was with A-Life a lot. Yeah, so
all right. You get to New York. You and Jacquees. What is it like for y'all?
So it's kind of scary, because like my parents are paying for my apartment. Like, that's what's happening. And
do they know that he's with you?
They started to like kind of figure it out through social media, just through different things like that. And I think, to me, I was like, us against the world. Like, let's prove everybody wrong for some reason.
It's like a challenge.
I don't know. Like, yeah. And he had a friend who lived here, a girl, and she went to Howard. So she, because there's like a bunch of Howard people here. Like, so she already had like her whole like scene and everything like that. And like, he would be going and doing stuff without me, like literally going and having a ball. I'm in school one. I work with Vashti Cola. Shout out to Vashti. Love you.
Yeah.
Literally, that was like the job that moved me here too.
Gotcha.
And well, that's like my job. And I had like a part-time. I had like another part-time job. So I'm like,
y'all both separate lives. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not working at all yet. He's not working at all. He cooked.
All right.
He cooked. Cleaned, like, and stuff.
In your mind, what's going on? Like, what are you saying?
What do you mean?
Towards his movements, like you're doing your thing, but he's, I guess.
I think that I'm okay, because I know that he was and is beyond talented. Like, he could shit on any talent manager that I know with his ideas, but it was about the execution of it. So to me, I'm like pushing him, and I'm thinking that me being in this position that I'm in, where I'm at, like, I'm gonna motivate him, and we're gonna like do this thing together. That's what I'm thinking. That's it.
Man. So is he meeting some of the people that you're meeting, networking, stuff like that?
We're all like, we're doing that. He would go and do a lot of things by himself, and I don't know why like that would bother me, because I'm like, why aren't you inviting me out with these people, with your friends? Because like are obviously already plugged in a way. That would bother me so much, but
You did say something about codependency, so you was real
I think it was
yeah,
that
yeah.
too, though, because it's like you
Like,
'cause now that I'm like old, I'm like you can have your own life, like
yes, yeah.
yeah,
What? How was your self worth at the time?
my self worth.
Yeah.
I thought it was better than it was because, but I think, like I said before, I think the domestic thing, something in there broke me. Cause like,
Mm-hmm.
and my brothers would always tell me, they'd be like, you always bring your whole self to these half-ass niggas. They said to this day, they're like, you still doing that a little bit. I'm like, stop. But like, they're always
Mm.
like I'm trying to always fix someone or something in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like with the first guy, not that I was trying to fix him or anything like that, but like, cause he had his flaw, not his flaw, but he had his things that happened to him. But I think that like with both guys, it's like, I'm trying to like save them.
You were stuck on the potential part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So in your mind, it's like, all right, if I just work with them, they'll change and get their life together, and
And
we
then
all be
we'll just
happy.
literally have this beautiful, happy like thing going on.
Now, when things don't go the way you see planned, like when things are moving slowly, does that bother you?
I think it comes out in different ways. Like it
How,
comes out in like
explain.
weird ways. Like I think that like, of course, no one wants to be like nagged.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially not men. Now that I'm older, I'm like, men don't want to be nagged. Like y'all should know what y'all are doing. Most of
Mhm.
y'all know what y'all are doing.
Sometimes we just move at our own pace. Yeah.
Right. And I think that like that created like a distance in the intimacy that I had with men, with these men or whatever, which then would bother me because I'm like, oh, is it me? Like, why aren't you
Mm.
trying to? But it's like, oh no, girl, you're nagging him about a bunch of shit, and and if you chose to be with him, you chose that. So it's kind of like I would like feel like not as wanted by
Mm.
him, but it's like maybe he was annoyed by me. I don't know what it could have been.
So you was,
Or maybe it was his own ego. It's like this girl, me and my parents are the people who are basically affording your lifestyle.
mhm.
And to me, I had that in my head, but I didn't care. Like I'm a giver. I never cared about that because I was
Mhm.
like, oh, but I see you. Like to me, I see you and I see your potential so much.
Mm.
And if everyone else can see it, and if you can see it and reach it, we could literally be rich as hell. Like, that was my thought process always.
Oh, man. Well, do you feel like he was taking advantage a little bit?
Oh, for sure.
What would
Like
he do?
what? Like what do you mean?
I mean, saying what would be
I
the
mean,
instances?
like if you always know, I know I'm always going to be good, for myself, because I'm never going to let myself like fall.
Mhm.
And two, I have a family who's never,
I'm gonna let you.
if it's
Yeah.
my brother's mom, cousins, like that's just how like Kenyans actually are. Like
Mhm.
we're very community based. Like you're never going to go without. But if you know that about someone, like you're gonna be like, oh, I'm good. Especially if you like
Mm.
really like lazy. You know what I'm saying? You're just
Yeah.
gonna be like, well, I'm gonna eat because you for sure gonna eat.
Man. So that his drive was just slow because he was so well. Y'all was dependent
And
on
he
each
was
other
high.
and high.
Yeah.
But did you give him money for weed?
Mm.
How did he get the weed money? I always wonder how these people be broke and get weed money.
I
all
think
the
I
time.
had before. I did probably more than I thought.
Oh my
And it's
gosh.
like I would give him money to go to the grocery store, and who knows, like
You just go get a fifth
what would
or
go down.
yeah,
Yeah,
eighth or whatever the
yeah,
numbers are.
yeah. I'm sure I did.
He was smoking the house.
Mhm.
Man, Penny, you was. Oh, I'm not judging.
And I've never been
I'm not judging.
against like I've never been against like weed smoke. Like literally, I think most of my boyfriends have smoked weed. I just don't smoke weed just because I just don't. I feel like maybe am I just high all the time? I don't know, but like yeah. So that's not a big deal to me. I think it's way better than drinking, but the over he OD'd. Like when you can't wake somebody up like that.
So you just see him rolling up, smoke one, roll up again, roll up
And like
again.
falling asleep, standing up, not standing up, but like
Yeah,
yeah.
it makes you, man. You're like, I can't describe it. It's like finding a girl, right? Every time I try to find a girl, maybe with some. I'd be like, well, yo, you with him? It's
That's
like,
that, and that's what that was. Like when I say all my friends and family members, they all would, and I could feel the energy change when I like the first guy. No, they literally loved him.
mhm,
They were like, and it wasn't that they didn't like the second guy. It's like this don't make sense for you, but for some reason I couldn't see it. And
mhm.
instead of me accepting it, I tried to prove people wrong.
Now, Dad,
And also, I believe in people. I
yeah,
really believe in
I
people.
get that,
And
but
it's like
sometimes you just gotta be live in reality. Like, all right,
that I
this
was
ain't it.
not in reality. I was in Delulu, like for sure. Delulu before Delulu
What was
land was a
keeping what
thing.
was keeping you there? What if you had to break it down? What was keeping you there? You said he was funny. Was the sex? Was it him as a whole? His potential? Like, what was the top thing that was keeping you there?
Um, he was very supportive of me
Mm-hmm.
too. Like when like when I say if I had to pull up and do an interview somewhere, he's figuring out like how you help me figure out. Like he's figuring it all out. He's very smart in that way. Um, if he sees something online, he was really like OD supportive of like what I was doing in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
and I can trust him like with my vision and stuff like that. And that's one thing that kept me there. And he was sweet and cool, like and hilarious, comforting. No, that's another thing. And yeah, those
Mm.
two things. And I was
You
like,
got to do something. It's like,
yeah, and like, yeah.
all right, this is
It
like
wasn't all bad, but it
I
was
know I
just
get
like
it.
it
I
wasn't all
see
bad, but it just we just did not align.
when it comes to like career wise and
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
But I see it with my homegirls. They're successful, and the dudes they end up with be some like
Yeah.
you would never
I
guess.
see all the time. I think it's
But
easier. It's a self-worth thing. I think it's like easier for us to date down because not much is asked of us.
mm,
If we dating up, things are asked of us. Are you working out? Are you like eating healthy? Are you like, people who like are on our level or above us, they're doing more than us. So it's like it's a little bit more happening. And so I
mm.
think that it's more comfortable sometimes for women to date below because
Is it a controlling thing?
yeah, that's literally it's like we want to control everything. We can control this. We can't control what's going on up here though. Which I
Mm.
realized that for
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
through him for sure.
yeah. I hope my brother don't hear this, but he's one of those guys that like even his current girl now, she's successful and like a mooch.
Mm,
And like, but like, why live in that? Like, he just get his ass kicked out, and he come back. You know, it's that thing. You get
yeah.
into arguments, she could just kick you out. I don't want to ever be in that position. It's horrible.
This is you a
Ha-
real nigga.
yeah, but have you ever gotten to that? Like, have arguments? You be like, all right, get out my house.
I've never me telling him get out the
Yeah.
house? No. Like my heart, I could never tell him like in my life get out the house. So what happened was we ended up moving. So for my apartment, we were like,
Hmm.
okay, we should end up saving.
Yes.
Let's save. It's New York, let's save. And it was my last year of school. So we're like, we can move to his sister. His sister had
A bottom floor,
yeah, in
like a
Queens,
yeah.
but it
They
was
don't,
far
yeah.
as hell, like Rockaway, like
Oh, the A train, Far
yes, like
Rockaway. Holy
yes.
crap!
What was
Yeah.
it called? It had a name. I'll tell you the name later.
Beach Channel is over. No, is it Beach Channel?
But it was just towards that way.
Yeah.
I'll remember it. And it was a whole little apartment down there. So I'm like, oh my, so he's like, we could do that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm still in school. That's when I got my internship at Sirius XM on the Jenny McCarthy
Nice.
show.
Nice.
Literally was like a whole thing. I had to be there 3 times a week, early as hell.
That
But
train ride is terrible. Oh
no, I
my
had
god.
to get an Uber or have them drop me to the train to then take the train to the train to the train. So it's like I was like busting my ass for us to do this together. Then, but also we're now living with his family, which was
Yeah, yeah,
odd too, because like
yeah.
I didn't have my space. His Jamaican ass brother-in-law just talking mad shit about a bunch of stuff. I'm like, this is not my life. Like, it was so crazy because like that's just not how I was raised. Like, that's just not it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, now that I look back, I'm like, how could you put yourself in? I think a lot of people do that. It's like, look around and be like, is this really
what you want.
my
Yeah,
life
yeah,
and
yeah.
think like, was I raised like this, or is this what I act? Because if it's not that, please like leave. But yeah, so I had to do that, all that. And then what's crazy is me and my best friend got him an internship at SOBs that was amazing.
Nice.
And that's when all shit broke.
At SOBs.
And, like, that's when all our shit, like once he got
Oh wow.
something
Yeah,
to
yeah.
really say that he had
But
something,
why?
I don't know.
Now,
It's like when they say how when men get money, they start to be,
yeah,
it's like
like
maybe
they're
you
on
did.
top of the world, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe you can answer that. I don't know.
I, I never been in that
Or
position.
not for you, but
Yeah,
for
no,
like the
yeah.
men that you know.
Um, when they just come up on money, they feel like, oh yeah,
Like,
I'm
when someone's like a ride or die for somebody and then like they finally get what they
yeah,
was riding for and then they end up like getting a whole new
yeah, I seen it.
girl that's like a whole ass
Yeah,
something different.
yeah, something totally different from what you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen it. I seen it a few times. It's like you, and then the girl would go crazy. I used to pay for you, da, da, da," and it'd be
Literally.
under the comments like, "You broke ass nigga." Yeah, I see
Right.
it. Yeah, you wasn't that
So,
type.
oh no, not at all. I
All
never
right.
went off of him, but like later I peeped like, oh, like once you got to this level where you thought you was something or hot shit, like you really switched up. And he ended up like dating this random
Wait, so wait, you went too
oh,
fast here.
sorry.
So you went from your sister house, right?
Mm-hmm.
He ended up getting a job while I was living there.
A job that we set him up with.
All right. What was the plan? What was the end goal? Yeah, I was saving up for
Yeah, we
what?
were gonna so I was in school, about to finish, gonna get a job, I still had a job. I mean, I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
had
yeah.
like part time, but not like a career.
Yeah.
I would say that I had income coming in, but after my graduation, I would have had real,
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
I'm saving the little income that I had for whatever is gonna happen next. He was doing SOBs, interning there,
Mm-hmm.
making a little bit, I think, from what I recall, and then we were going to get an apartment somewhere in Brooklyn
Now, what
after.
happened with the Harlem apartment? Your parents just stopped.
Oh no, I literally no, I would have stayed there.
Oh,
And
all
that's
right,
the
all right.
craziest part about it. That's why it's like, what the fuck?
Your parents was
My
funding.
parents would have literally been like, stay there on 113th in Adam
Yeah,
Clayton. Just right there.
yeah.
That's damn near Manhattan.
I mean, it's
Well, you know what I
Harlem. It's
mean?
Harlem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
You bought a Central Park. You bought Central Park. Yeah.
right.
Oh my God. Was it him having these plans? Like, oh, let's do this.
I
And
think it was both of us. It was both of us. I was like, okay, yes, we can do this. I think it was a little bit of him too.
okay,
But it was both of us though. And I also was like, okay, I felt guilty having my parents doing
gotcha.
that.
So you wanted to be on your own and do your own thing. And
Yeah. So I'm like, okay,
gotcha.
like this might help, help them or whatever. Although they were like,
Yeah. Like,
what
what are
the
you doing?
hell?
Oh man. So now he gets this job at SOBs and he's frequent in the club. That's like a club, basically.
Yeah, and
Live
they
shows,
throw
club.
shows though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they throw a lot of shows.
So he's cheating.
Yeah, I thought he was at the weed man's house. He said he was at the weed. So the weed man that he met in Harlem that he always had, whoever this man was, I never met him in real life, but he would be like, "Oh, I'm at the weed man house," because I'm literally all the way in Queens, Far Rockaway. I forgot. I'm gonna remember what it was, but I have his location, like, and
And your phone, your iPhone?
yeah,
So you see everywhere Jacquees is going.
yeah, I did until
Why?
he would
What?
turn
What?
it off.
Oh, okay, okay.
But no, he would say that he is. It would say in Harlem, but the Harlem location, I didn't know it was a girl's house. I always thought it was the weed man's house. They were like playing a game or doing something like that. But coming to find out, it was a girl who went to Howard and
That's
was
this the same girl that he
not
knew?
that, but like it. He met her in that friend group, not
Gotcha.
through the girl, because actually love the friend that is his friend. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, she's amazing. But it was just like he met her in those circles. She worked in
Mm.
finance, like completely different, like everything
Now,
than
how did you
me.
find this out?
Who told did I tend to block out like bad things
Yeah,
literally from
yeah.
my memory. How did I find out? I think, oh, he had a baby Literally on
S-
Facebook.
Wait.
It was a pregnancy.
Hold on. So y'all was
That's what it was.
still
No,
together.
it was after. During the moment I had no idea. I just was like, so it was his birthday, I want to say. And he was acting funky. And mind you, all this time I'm honestly experiencing depression. When I got to their house, his
Yeah.
sister is amazing. Like, I'll tell you, like, remind me to say what she did for me when I left the house on the show, because she
Gotcha.
was top tier. But I was definitely experiencing depression because, like, I was not where, like, my soul aligned or where I was supposed to be. And literally, like, I probably wasn't the best girlfriend.
Mhm.
I wasn't. I'm going to school, going to work, whatever, and vice
So
versa.
it was like
Like,
less time to
less
spend.
time. Like,
Yeah.
we're not like nothing like that. And I just realized, like, so. But I'm also it was his birthday, so I'm like went all out for his birthday. Put all my coins together to do whatever. I forgot what I did for his birthday. His family, his friends came, his twin came, and we had a good time. But one night, I just felt like a weird energy. But I think because I was already on edge and I just was drunk as fuck and like went off, like literally like went off on him. Like, his sister was like, we was concerned. Like, it was like, I don't know what I was saying. It was like I wouldn't say a psychotic break because, like, I don't want to say that, but like, it was like, I just was like in the car going ham. You know, when you see someone drunk and just talking
Yeah.
crazy shit, it's like,
Yeah.
are you okay? They said it was like that. And that's when I knew, I'm like, this is
It
nothing
was
I
like a
should be
break.
in.
Yeah, like a breaking point.
Yeah.
So all
So,
these emotions you was having of him being out, you were so dependent on him, like being out and all that stuff, not being there when you needed him at the house and all that stuff, that was getting to you.
yeah. And it was like, we had our weekend. It was weird. Like, some days are weird. Then, like, him and his boys went out. They went to a strip club. Cool. Don't care. I'm from Houston. Please go to the strip club. But it's like, he didn't tell me. Then he comes back with like glitter on his face. And I'm like drunk as hell. I think I was drinking with his sister or something. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. But it was like his birthday weekend. So we was just all out, you know?
Mhm.
And like, I didn't go to wherever they was going to the next spot. And that just pissed me off because he was just like not telling the truth. It's like, I don't care about no strip club.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I think we should just break up. I just said we should just break up like that next morning. So I was like, this is so much, but I'm glad I said it because that's what led to it. But like, also, I didn't mean, like, after I was like, I don't mean it. And he was like, no, we should. It was like he was waiting for me to say it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
He was just doing stuff to slowly get it to that point.
And so he's like, okay, yeah, bet. Never came back home. I was at his sister's house for about a month, even longer. Never saw him. Like, he would make sure to come
When you're not there.
to leave.
Yeah.
Come when I'm not there, get his clothes, whatever, and just say that he's at this weed man guy's house. But it was really like
The girl's
someone
house.
else. But I found that out later with a baby after I was over everything, though.
They just dropped you like that?
Yeah, we had Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving I thought something was gonna happen, and then it didn't.
This is at his sister's house.
Yeah, because it was like we were still a family, like, and they treated me as such. Like, his mom, like his twin, like, they literally to this day are like, you are the best person this man has ever dated, and they were telling me I should be leaving. Like, they were like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And how did you feel? What
Oh my, it was the worst. I could cry. It was the worst. Like, it was like stuff. It was like,
But did you see signs of it happening? Like, what was, you said he was out, he got the job, so he's out and about, right? But was there little signs he was like not interested anymore?
I think, yeah, I think that's why I was going crazy. That's why the little things were ticking me off. It's like I would try to connect and like he wasn't trying to connect. But I'm also busy as hell in my own world.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I'm literally,
When it came to being intimate and stuff like that, was that
that was
different?
done.
Yeah, wasn't intimate at all.
No, like, not the last like 3 months or so, that was
Damn.
done.
So that was the sign there.
Yeah.
And he would just be at the weed man
Yeah.
weed man
But also,
house.
so we were together for so long, and then I was used to even my other boyfriends, like when you're in a relationship for a long time, you know that you have like sometimes you really doing it and sometimes you just it's
Yeah.
just is what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Like
I
that's
get it.
you don't really think that much. Yeah. So I didn't think heavily about it then.
Man, but as a man, we know when
Yeah. I should have
yeah.
known. But yeah, so that's what happened. And then um he just literally stopped coming home. I was like, so now the semester's ending, and I always go home to Houston or to Kenya in December. And so I'm like, packing. I actually started talking to another nigga.
When did y'all end it? So you said this and you said it's Libra. That's what?
Oh,
August?
October.
October. All right.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So yeah, October. So like, and I said it October 17th, literally.
Hmm.
I said it that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say that we weren't together all that time, but I'm still in school. I'm still living there until literally the end of the semester, which is like December like 15th ish.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did an event actually with someone, and that guy, he knew all that was going on. And
Gotcha.
he was from Houston too. He had a car and stuff like that. And he was like, "We're moving you out. Like, what do you mean? Like, bring your stuff to my house. You don't have to stay here. You can stay with your, whatever, but let's move your stuff out." So we did all that whole thing. Shout out to him. And
And that's the guy you ended up dating?
no, I didn't date him for that long. No, I didn't really date him for real.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right.
but he was like a really good like friend in person. But we dated. He tried to, but no.
Didn't work out. All right.
Yeah. And yeah.
But
And
what? All right. What was the feelings you was? All right. So he leaves. What was happening to you? Like, what was the feelings that you was?
I literally was just like,
Because you still had to go to school, and
it
on
was
top
the
of that,
hardest thing
so
I've ever had to experience. Like that was like different. And I felt like so alone.
mm,
But although, which is crazy, is like I'm like never like I have like a very like if anything, my family like they're right there. But it really goes to show how much like your mind can trick itself,
mm,
especially when you're in a relationship and you literally are like, I'm gonna have no. It's because you think that this person is like your everything, and it's like they really aren't.
yeah.
Like so, uh, I'm
Sorry you're
crying.
crying.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry baby anyway. It's okay. Um, so and then I also think that I was okay. Like I'm that bitch. So what the hell? Like, what exactly is now? I'm trying to ask now. What's wrong with me? Because I literally am everything and then some. So what is it that like? Why would he not want to stay? I've
Mm-hmm.
done all this for him, even outside of me just being me. I've done the fucking most,
Yeah.
also, and he still is like this. So I think I just was like. And then also I'm questioning myself and like, did I make the right decisions? Because I'm smarter than that. Like I know, but I'm like, you knew, like you peeped this. Yeah, so I really just
It was just
think
a lot of confusion
it was just really confusing. And I was still very attached still. So yeah.
man, even though he left, you was still. What
I
was
was
you
still
doing?
very
Was
attached.
you?
I called him gazillions of
I was about to say,
times.
would you do like the 100
Oh,
calls?
hundreds and thousands. Hundreds and thousands of times. But like literally, it literally is so crazy to think about because like we're worth way more than we think we are. And like our mind can like really trick us so bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy to think about because like now if we fast forward to now, that nigga literally will never stop calling me to this day. He'll never stop calling me. And I love him as a friend. Like he knows that. He'll hear this. Like he knows that. And but I really was thinking so much less of myself just because of
Mm.
my own self-worth and things like that and putting up with so much. Like I did that to myself, like in a sense, although
Yeah.
he should have been better than that, but like, you know,
I mean, you can't blame yourself.
yeah.
You put a lot of trust in him, and
Yeah. And it's like I really
so
do
yeah,
trust people. I'm like, I'm like, why would someone do that?
yeah.
Because I think that people are gonna think like how I think. It was like
Shoot,
people
I
not
used to
like
be like
that
that.
in this
Hell
world.
no. I used to think like that for a long time and
Mm-hmm.
get fucked over a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of times, and you be like, all right, let me just move on.
Exactly.
Um, so your coping and healing part was just like keep moving on, moving on, moving on,
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
yourself distracted, stuff like.
yeah. Got therapy. Like, so I had already been in therapy a little bit. Actually, when I was started to be with him in Houston, I really got a new therapist after that. And like, I'm not like like, I feel like if you're a victim, like you forfeit your power.
Mm-hmm.
Like you forfeit your power for real. And like, just don't like we have more control over our life than we think that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been like a mind over matter type of person. And although I will cry, I was like in it for real, but I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm going out like this. I'm not going out like this. Like that is a crazy that like that's gonna be my origin story or whatever. Like whatever they call it. No,
Yeah.
not this nigga.
Right.
So I just kind of kept pushing. And then I had my family, my friends, and we just kept pushing.
Yeah.
And
You
ended up
like you
being
big on
okay.
community
And it
because
really,
every
yeah.
time I see you with this girl, that girl, I'm like, Penny's always with people. I'll be jealous. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
how do you form that? Like,
Yeah.
um, so you move on, you see this Facebook post, right? How did you
Hmm.
feel? How did it make you feel?
You know that picture of that funny meme of Kanye and Kim when they blew him? They like it was like a Kanye and Kim like family photo, but they like blew it up. Like they look like
Oh
older.
yes, yes, yes,
That's how
yes.
they look.
Really?
They look like
So the girl was
worn and
totally.
torn. So I,
You think they was both
so
druggies?
no, they was not. No, they were good, but like it just wasn't appealing to me.
Mm.
So not that's very vain, but like nothing about it was like, oh, I wish that was
Yeah, yeah,
me.
yeah.
Like that's just what it was and what he did, and I was like, oh wow, like got a baby.
Oh, you said his
Oh, I said
name.
his name.
I'll take it out.
Anyways, yeah. Does that happen?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take it out.
And I was just like,
Jacquees
yeah.
got a baby.
I was like, I was like, oh my God, Jacquees got a baby. Like, that's crazy. My friend sent it to me. I'm like, oh wow, like Jacquees got a baby. Like, congrats.
Yeah. You
Congrats
said
to
congrats to him?
yeah. Oh my God, literally. And his son is the cutest, like funniest, just from videos and stuff like that. He wanted me
Yeah.
to meet him, but like, I'm not doing that. Yes. And I think that like his son was a really big part of like his healing and stuff.
Oh,
And
his
like when
growth.
I'm
His
telling you
growth.
this whole story, like I love Jacquees as a human. I want people to know that. Like anyone that I've ever dated, they were a part of my life for a reason. So I don't ever want to seem like they were the problem or bashing them. There's like I am accountable for my own actions. But yeah, no, like he's good now.
Yeah,
Like
but did you ever have that talk? How did
what talk?
like how long did it take for y'all to reconnect?
We reconnected in 2020.
When did it end?
It like when it ended then
2020?
20 well no
2018, 2019?
2018 and we
18?
reconnected in 2021.
That's when everybody's I'm about to say during the pandemic, everybody's
No, it was
reconnecting.
after like 2021, 2022. One of those two. Yeah.
Take us there.
During the
What
holidays.
was that?
He was blowing me up like he did, the same persistence, insane
How you did in the
persistence,
beginning?
non-stop. Like I'm saying, like who even I didn't even know whose number it was. I'm like, who is this? It's like, it's Jacquees. Like, da, da, da. I'm like, bro, what? He's like, you live down the street trying to take me to my favorite restaurant, like just
Mm-hmm.
trying to like chop it up. And it's because I think he was having issues with
He
whatever
probably felt
else
guilty.
he had going on. And he had been trying to talk before, but I think this time he was really trying to like he like we linked up and he basically told me like he messed up and he was like don't ever
Mm-hmm.
he was like he hates having a baby mama. Like we might have to cut that out. I'll see. But he hates that. He wishes he was like, you don't understand, like all my friends, everyone is like, why would you like
Messed that
leave?
up.
Why
Yeah.
like that's crazy of you to do so for someone who I guess is ruining his life now
Mm.
and is nowhere near as like
Mm.
compassionate, sweet, or whatever the hell, understanding, whatever.
That sucks. And you guys follow each other on IG?
On our regular ones, on my pod page, yeah, we're still blocked on our regular one. I need to unblock him, but it's just because I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But Twitter, we're still good. Like literally, if he called me right now, I would probably answer the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Be like, what you want? Like he's
Gotcha.
like my friend. Like
He still smoke weed and he still
yes, but I think
funny.
he's good though. I think he has an amazing. He's like a booking agent for an amazing company. Like
Dope.
which I'm so proud of him for that. His son is good and gorgeous and amazing. I think like that helped him grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I know as him as a man, you like some parts of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the parts that you see in him that you want in another person?
His flexibility. Like I love someone who can just roll with the punches with like all my different friend groups, my family members.
Yeah.
They can be in Kenya with me and people just is like laughing at them and just like, they embrace the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. His support was like unwavering and he was like over the moon with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think those two things. And he was funny as hell, like hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you learn about love?
I want to. It's not from my parents because in Kenya, like when in
Your father had 4 wives?
no,
Oh,
but his brother did. His older brother did, but like he's not too far. He's the youngest brother.
Gotcha.
He has like 6 brothers, so he's not too far removed from that life.
Yeah.
But the marriages, not to say that they're arranged, but they're kind of arranged. You kind of just be like, okay, who's your family? Who's your family? Does this work? Can we co-create? Can we make kids and make a good life? Like my dad literally found my mom. 3 days later was like, okay, I'll be right back. Came back to the States, got his shit together and was like, let's get married. Like they literally got married with only about 3 days of face to face and maybe 3 months of like some letters. So it's really more so like
hell?
And getting married, getting married is a must because that's how you get your land. So it's like you have to get married to like continue your livelihood. And it's a big part.
This is amazing. All right.
Yeah. So it's like people don't really fall in love. Like my mom and dad fell in love maybe like 5 years ago. And my mom literally texted me. She was like, it's so cute because like they were a partnership. Of course, they loved each other. But like now they're going to the movies. Now they're like kissing and stuff and like really doing like the cute like things. Even when I see them today, I'm like, y'all are cute as hell. But like that's just not how it normally goes for most like African families. Some are lucky, but yeah.
Man, but you didn't see it there.
So I didn't see the love that I thought. Like I saw it like I guess like watching TV a little bit and movies, like The Notebook.
Yeah.
Like you would always say songs, like literally music, I think was one big thing. Yeah.
And you didn't envision yourself marrying the way your parents did.
Oh, hell no. I was so anti. No, I was like, even the way that, because even in the Kenyan culture, like women literally, they run the household as far as like the cooking, cleaning. We literally bring, like whenever like it's time to eat, the men are sitting down, minding their business. We bring them water and soap to where they're sitting for them to wash their hands.
Nice.
Like we wash their hands for them. You know what I mean? It's like we cater to the men in our life. And when I was growing up, I was like, why is my daddy and uncles like not doing shit? Like y'all are all tired, not doing anything. Now I know they did a lot to even get us here. So it's like, okay, like y'all did what y'all need to do. But back then I was so anti. So I really didn't even want to have anything to do with that way.
So your dad, it wasn't like the movies where he'd be like, I offer you my daughter.
No, he does. Oh, he does that. What do you mean? Every 2 weeks in my WhatsApp, I have a new nigga that he's offering. He's like, what about this one? It's a hookup. It's not a hookup culture. They say they have a term for it, but it's
this
like.
This is real. All right. And why you don't take the...
Well, because like, I mean, I think that I was like, I'm just so Americanized.
All right.
And
Oh my
like,
God, this is hilarious.
I just, I love Black Americans. Not saying I love niggas, but
So what did these?
I never
Oh
dated
my,
an African, to be honest.
really?
No.
I would never
And
guess
not on
that.
purpose, but just because like I just haven't. I've been thinking like I'm not thinking that for them, possibly. Who knows? But like I don't ever that they remind me of my brothers. They remind me of like my
That
family. It just never is that.
so. All right. How do you turn your dad down? Send you these guys.
I'm like, no, daddy, he not cute. Or I'd be like, no, like that's not it. If he sends me someone who literally makes sense, I'll go on a date. But like he's yet to do
That
so.
is hilarious. What about your mom?
My mom, she literally says that she lives vicariously through our dating story. She's not doing
Gotcha.
that.
All right.
She's like, whenever it's your time. Like she's me times 5 as far as
Yeah,
sweetness goes. It's OD.
man. Now back to Jacquees.
Hmm.
Has he ever tried to get you back?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
what is his little lines and
He's like, we were meant to be. Like I've messed up. What did he
and you didn't, you're
say?
not cracking?
Like say you're not your goal. Like you are something like something he'll never find in that sentiment. Something like I
Gotcha.
would never find. Yeah. No, way in actual hell. Like I'm not, and not because of him, but just because like I don't think we were ever supposed to be. I think that I was really in a vulnerable state. And oh no, we were supposed to be because like that's how life goes. But
Yeah.
like that's just not my person.
Do you have an idea of who you see yourself with?
Not anymore. Because like you think you know what you want, but you
Mm-hmm.
really don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And take these little dating around and oh no, I don't want that. I don't want that. And you get
Yeah.
I got an idea now at my age. I'm 36 now, and
What's the idea?
that I want somebody that's emotionally intelligent, that's has a sense of humor,
Mm-hmm.
that can be understandable towards me. Like
Yeah.
I need somebody that's that. Um, it's not superficial because the
Mm.
internet messed a lot of people's head up.
As far as like wanting like all the extra things,
The
the bags,
Birkins and all that. Yeah, like come on,
yeah, it's
we
not
not
realistic.
everybody's not that.
Yeah. We're in
Yeah.
the worst economy of our
Mhm.
life. What's crazy is we're in the worst economy of our life, but people want the most. Like, and they're selling us so much stuff. I
Yeah.
was just talking about this on my TikTok. I was like, we keep buying more products that we don't need.
Exactly.
Like the beauty,
Yeah.
even just
Yeah.
simple things like that.
Yeah. And someone that's doing their own thing, they have their own life. That
Okay.
dependent
That's
that
important to me now.
yeah, being dependent on someone or
Ooh,
having
I
somebody
was
that's dependent
so
on
bad
you.
at that.
Oh my
And now I
God.
think about it, it hurts. I'm like, that it does not feel good.
Yeah.
Either,
Because
yeah.
I've been there with someone and it's like you gotta make them feel good every day. And it's like I'm giving, giving, giving. What do I get back? What do I get
Right.
back? And it's terrible. It's draining.
Yeah.
What is the biggest lesson learned in this whole
Mm.
relationship with Jacquees?
Just, I would say just knowing myself and my worth, but I don't even know if that was it.
Mm.
I think knowing like the people around me, like that was like, I don't know why I thought people was against. I don't know what not that they were against me, but I don't know why I literally like secluded
Mm-hmm.
myself. I think the biggest lesson learned was like don't underestimate like your support system.
Mm.
Like people like was coming out the woodworks and they were like, well, duh. Like, and it was like my mind didn't fathom that like
These people
people
care for
loved
you.
and
Yeah.
saw and the way that people saw me was completely different than I saw myself.
Mm.
But I learned how people saw me through this relationship. Like, and through me talking to them, they were like, well, girl, you're, and I literally was like, damn, like, you just don't underestimate the support that you have, like, in your family, friends, and even random people. Even the dude that with the event that was like, he
Mm-hmm.
was so random to literally just like help me. Like, don't underestimate the community that you already have around you.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's different. To go back, you said the sisters did something for you.
Oh my God. So literally, like, after she knew when I was packing up and moving, and I had went to school, came back, on my bed was a card, and that's when Michelle Obama wrote that book, Becoming.
Yeah.
She had the book and wrote in the book and like the sweetest note about just like, you were meant for greatness, like you are amazing, we love and cherish you, don't let this break you, just a whole thing. And she just had it on the bed for me and like some flowers and was like, and she wasn't even home. I think she was at work. I don't know where she was at actually. But that's what was on the bed, like when I was picking up my last bit of stuff.
Oh, that's
So
dope.
like I read that book, like, you know, like during like that whole like next year and stuff like that. And it was just so sweet because I'm just like,
She didn't have to do it. Yeah,
she didn't have to do it at all. Like,
yeah, that's dope.
and I wanted that book.
Yeah.
That's when it
How
first came
was
out.
your relationship with them?
Right now?
Yeah.
Now it's like social media.
Yeah.
You know, like
All right.
quick, like briefly liking stuff, chatting the DMs. I should actually check on them. That reminds me to like actually check on her.
That's dope.
So I think she's still here. Yeah.
All right. What about you? What about your family members and towards Jacquees? How did they feel
Oh,
when everything happened?
no words. They don't. They never
Speak about it.
They never fuck with him like that for like they fuck with, which is so crazy, the other guy, even though he did what he did, like they still see him as a better human than this guy. But like they have nothing for him. They're like, okay, cool.
Man.
They're like, they never saw it.
Yeah. And they allow you to go through your journey without.
They really did. And I was like, I wish some friends would have honestly been like more vocal. I think because like I always have my shit together. Like I'm not, you know, some friends where it's like they need to be told something. Like I was never that friend. So I think that people were kind of weary of telling me about myself. But I think that I wish that someone would have been like, literally sat like an intervention and been like, do you see yourself? I think, although I might not have listened then, I don't know. Maybe I would have, but no one really came to me. They came to me, but like not really direct.
You don't want to, sometimes you don't want to budge in because 9 times out of 10, you're going to choose the guy over the friend.
That's,
anyway.
So
a lot of times that happens.
People want to let people like, you know, live their life. And I think that was a lessons that I needed to have. Like, that like really formed me into more of a self-aware person, like more accountability. Like I learned all of that through that relationship.
Gotcha.
Because it's like, I can't be Miss Perfect like forever. Like that don't make no sense. Like that's not reality. Like, so that like taught me like a lot, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
How was your dating life now?
It's good. I mean.
Like if a guy smoke weed, is that a turn off?
Oh no, you can smoke weed. Just don't smoke too much weed. You better have some money. If you're smoking weed, you better have some money.
Gotcha.
A lot.
All right.
Not a lot, but you know what I mean?
Gotcha,
But like,
gotcha.
if you're smoking a lot of weed, have a lot of money. But if, like, don't be lazy. Like that's what I mean. No, my dating life is good. I feel like I'm in the position to choose, not to choose in that sense, but like, I'm not like seeking. I'm not like one of those girls who's like, ain't no men out here. Like, no, like there's lots of men out here. Like I'm taking my time to choose who and what, when, where, why. Like that's where I am.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's slim pickings though, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
This dating is horrible.
Yeah.
But good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah. Somebody going through a heartbreak or breakup, what some advice should we give them?
Like it's nasty, sad, like gut wrenching as it is right now. Like it's not gonna be like that forever. Like I swear to God that I would never get over some things, and I look back, I'm like, for real, like you're completely over that.
Yeah.
So I think that you should go through your pain. Like, don't drink it away. Don't party it away. Don't work it away. Like, really feel your feelings and get on the other side and hold yourself accountable. Like, especially women. Women don't hold themselves accountable enough, I don't think. And like, what did you do wrong? Like, what can you do better? What role do you play in what went wrong? And like, don't victimize yourself in a sense. Like, really like think about it logically. And I think that's what I would say.
What would you say you did wrong in this situation?
Um, Not listening to the people who know and love me.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. And thinking that I know everything.
He
You
was
don't
like,
know
my
every
man, my
goddamn
man, my
thing.
man, my man.
Right. You don't know every goddamn thing. And my ego. Like, I feel like I knew that we should have broken up, but I was trying to prove people wrong. I was trying to prove people wrong for real. For what? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and just because people are saying, oh, like y'all not, it's like it wasn't even about us being together. I was just like, I'm gonna prove y'all wrong. We gonna be together. Like, that's silly.
Yeah, it is.
And it's so silly.
Man, last but not least, the song you'd like to dedicate to Jacquees.
Oh my God, a song. Oh, So Good by Destiny's Child.
And why you picked that?
Because like I'm doing so. And it's just like I really was in a really bad space, and I'm always a happy, like positive person, and that really stole like a lot of me.
Yeah.
It really, really did. And not to be put in his face like I'm doing so, but I'm happy for myself. Like I'm telling myself, like you're doing so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is what it says. Like this is for them haters that said you wouldn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I made it. I'm here. I'm happy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
that's dope.
So Good.
That's a good song.
Good song. Yeah.
Now, I have a good, like, I'm good at knowing when somebody went through a breakup, right? On the IG page or whatever. What were some of the things you was posting? Because looking at your page now, it's like bright, happy.
Maybe on my stories, I will post a lot of quotes. Them quotes. And
you'll find the right quote?
Yes. I will post like just a bunch of quotes about like even today I posted something that says like protect your own magic.
Yes, yes.
Just like different things about more so like self-evolving type of quotes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would post. I never did the whole
try to find Jesus type thing.
Nope. I never did the whole like trying to when girls be showing stuff, like did they like
that too.
I think I've done that before with a situationship where I kind of was like, okay, let me show the people what's going on. But yeah, I think I just did more so quotes.
Got you.
Yeah.
I hate the super religious after a breakup type thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on now.
Yeah.
Why you want to go to?
But sometimes you got to go to the Lord when
but
that's who saves us. Actually, that saved me from a lot of things. But like, and I think that people really lean in. People underestimate how big heartbreak really like messes with you.
I'm
People
talking about the ones that you see they was partying, going on trips, shaking ass, and then after that, they're in a breakup because now it's oh yeah, my God, and I'm like, come on now.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
no, for real.
Where can people find you?
You can find me at Pennie Peace, PenniePeace, like world peace, on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, all the things. And then my podcast, Pennie For Your Thoughts Podcast, also on all platforms. And yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Pennie. This is good.
Thank you. That was good.
I have to do some editing. I know that. But overall, I loved your story.
Yes.
And I would never guess you had boyfriends. That's it. He's so innocent looking.
I had no boyfriends. Like, dang.
You can't see it on your page.
That's crazy.
That's been episode of Views of an X.
Yes.
Thank you.